Caution, this game contains scenes of violence and gore, and heavy descriptions of gore, as well as depictions of criminal acts and a couple mentions of rape.
Flashing lights too.
These acts are strictly punished by law. Please do not attempt to imitate them. This game is a work of fiction. Any relationship to real persons, groups, place, or crimes is coincidental. You have been warned.
And uh yeah, so Chaos had no fucking clue. If you are a god and delusion becomes reality, about what kind of the noids you get. Is it a sensual world, the dystopic society, destructive sanctions, or man, if I had never played Saya, I probably would never I probably would have never really gotten into visual novels like that. Because this is like outside of straight up besides Nukige, I hadn't played a visual novel until Saya, and then You, Me, and Her, and then I started like the first 5 minutes of Hanachirasu. Really got to get back to that one. But anyway, so this is gonna be fucking number 3. So I'm actually gonna finish it. Let's see, will Jay stay up until fucking 5 a.m. to finish Chaos Head Noah, or is it gonna be longer than that? Is there gonna be like multiple routes and shit? Let's find out.
Eyes were above me, their gaze pouring down like rain. Those eyes were always watching me. Their gaze passed through the thick black rain clouds and came down on me like rain. Don't look at me. More than the rain's chill, the cold of the rubble beneath my back made my body shiver endlessly. It's so cold. And the gaze that bored into me from above the sky, whose it was, I didn't know. I lifted my head a little and looked around, seeking a way to escape it. I saw the shattered remains of a city. I saw the despair. I saw death. I saw nothingness. Nobody was there. Nobody was moving. Nobody was alive. All I heard was the unending sound of falling rain. Was the rain going to keep falling? Until it washed away everything, the living and the dead? Until it had gently submerged everything and swept it away? A part of me hoped this was all just a simple delusion, but I guess I wasn't so lucky. My body refused to move. The only things I could move were my head and my eyes, and just barely at that. My body was shaking, but that was just an involuntary reflex. It wasn't my will. I didn't want my body to shake. If my body wouldn't listen to me, then it wasn't really my body at all. Maybe it never listened to me in the first place. Nobody knows where the soul is really kept after all. So, Who could be sure that my soul was really inside this body? But if that was the case, then where was I? Was I here? Was I nowhere? In this broken world where nothing moved, I suddenly heard a sound that wasn't the rain of death. A single someone came out from the nothingness. Who are you? Do you look so pale because you're cold? Or because you're dead? But she wasn't shivering, and her eyes, which were hidden almost completely beneath her bangs, don't look at me. They looked so sad, but they also seemed filled with madness. They seemed like they weren't seeing anything at all. If maybe the only things in this world were her and me, and we kept looking at one another like this forever, would my world be only what was reflected in her eyes? And would her world be only what was reflected in my eyes? In her eyes, I was reflected. In my eyes, she was reflected. When I thought about it that way, the world suddenly seemed so much smaller. Suddenly, I heard static that sounded so pretty. Her head fell forward, and she spread out her hands, as if she was about to take flight toward those rain clouds, or as if she were trying to take all the rain into her hands. The delusion that stares at you. With her head bent forward, I couldn't see the look on her face from where I lay. What do you look like behind the veil of rain between us? I'll give you your rest now. An angel? Are those wings of light a blessing upon me? Or, ah, now I see. I understand. You're going to use that to kill me, aren't you? Slowly, she dropped to her knees in front of me. She was still bent forward. She embraced my head gently. I felt relieved that she wasn't looking at me, and I let her take me into her arms. She whispered in my ear, the pretty static, but I couldn't make out what she was saying. I felt something warm, soft, gentle, and sweet. It was like a drug. Strangely, I felt my body shaking slow, then stop. The faint sensation of Her breathing tickled my cheeks. I smelled something so very sweet. Suddenly, I felt a pressure on my chest. The huge sword in her hands tore through the skin of my chest, ripped through the meat behind it, slid between the bones, and sank through my body. And sinking through my body. But her kiss was like a drug, and I felt no pain. If she was going to kill me in such a gentle way, suddenly I felt sad, like my tears were going to start overflowing. And to stop myself, I looked over her shoulder at the dull gray rainy sky. Was the sky so blurry because of the rain or because of my tears? I didn't feel the gaze anymore. There was nothing left. As I fell into unconsciousness, I reached my hand up toward the sky. Someone, tell me, where did that sky of ours go?
Okay, nigga. Really? Anyways, so in the the beginning of that, I thought to say, I was like, I should. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, that's a flashpoint. You can't see a gaze. It can see you, but you can't see it. It's weird. For as long as I could remember, I'd often felt gaze staring at me from somewhere. I would turn around and nobody would be there, but I'd be sure someone was looking at me. I could feel this sensation like something crawling on my neck. Was I just too self conscious? Did I have some kind of phobia about being looked at? Oh, like that Roblox game. Up until elementary school, I honestly believed that it was God. God is watching me, I would say. I wrote an essay about something like that. Of course, looking back, I realized how silly it was.
I was the biggest chunidor. Oh, chunidio. Okay, that's the thing. If somebody were to ever read that essay, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd never leave my house again. I still remember the thing's title. Whose eyes are those? The back of the chair I was resting in made a creaking sound, like the voice of an old woman. Don't look at me. I whispered those words as I looked up at the ceiling, feeling sick and annoyed. Of course, no one responded. This was my room. I lived alone. Nobody was here but me. Just for the hell of it, I turned around. This guy's room is like fucking goated, but also horrible. Like, nigga, clean this shit up. The only light in the room came from my computer's desk light. There were no windows, so of course it was dark. Since I have no way of looking outside, I have no way of knowing if it was night or day, night and day, night and day. Guild Sky Heron. I turned toward a corner of the dark room and spoke to no one in particular. My name is Takumi Nishijo. I'm 17 years old. I'm a second year student at Suimei Academy. I barely ever go to school, though. Well, I guess I'm pretty smart at least. I always show up to take my tests, and I usually get above average grades. Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Of course, nothing happened when I said this. Nobody appeared out of the darkness. The dark space just existed, silently. But darkness stimulates the mind, makes it see delusions. Not being able to see whatever's there makes it an unknown. You know in your head what's impossible, but somewhere inside your heart, you imagine terrible things lurking within the darkness. Jeez. Whenever a scary delusion popped into my head, my mind always ran away with it. I kept talking to try and shake it out of my mind. Right now, I live alone, away from home. I mean, in Shibuya. I live on the top of the Kurenai building, which my dad's real estate company owns. They rent me a really cheap little house here made of a shipping container. Living in this city sucks. The part of Shibuya I live in, Shinsencho, has lots of little hills that tire you out when you're walking. There are a bunch of love hotels right next to where I live too. I really wish I lived in Akihabara. Yeah, Shibuya is a total shithole. It's as bad as Dean's Valley in ESO. ESO was an MMORPG that I had made my life's work. It's short for Empire Sweeper Online. I spent almost all day and almost all night playing the game, passing my time in the world of the base lore. Dean's Valley is an area in ESO with a lot of really aggravating monsters in it. They use all kinds of obnoxious status ailment attacks, but they don't even drop decent items. Anybody who grinds there is an idiot. Good players give up on it quickly and head to the next area, the Forest of Leyte. And obviously, I'm a good player. So yeah, this town with its DQNs and love capitalists needs to be blasted off the face of the earth. Okay, pronounce Dokyun. Oh, okay. That actually pisses me the fuck off. This room, though, isn't so bad. My computer and my internet connection are both first rate. For a student, I guess it's a pretty good base of operations. Oh, that's why I called this room the base.
Of course, nothing in the room moved except for me. Talking to myself was starting to make me feel like an idiot. So I stopped introducing myself to who was ever watching me.
それにしても汚い部屋だな。
Is that, oh my god. Is that fucking son? Shit, that one. Hold on. Oh my god, is that fucking Supersonico? It smelled moldy. The air was so stale and damp that you could feel it on your skin. Nigga, clean your shit. That's fucking disgusting. Oh my god. The floor was piled high with empty plastic drink water bottles and trays left over from convenience store lunches. The bed was stacked high with age games. I always ended up having to sleep on the
片
sofa.
付けろよな。誰だよ、散らかしっぱなしにしたのは。
How the fuck is he
よくない。
buying porn if he's not 18? My creepy laugh kind of annoyed me, so I kicked the plastic bottle at my feet. Oh, there she is. Okay. So that means that these are all references to actual fucking characters from other shit. Because, well, Saber's right. Fuck. Or maybe Saber is the only real one. But considering Sonico was just there, you know. Do you think they have Saya? Do you think Saya's? I've got almost 100 wives, big sisters, and daughters. I can't let them get hurt. They keep me going, so they're very important to me. Well, I have two Sayoris, a Taiga, Elaine, and a Miku, and the Aventurine. So, you know, my gay gypsy space twin. I cleaned and organized the shelf once a week. It was the only cleaning I did. Every day I tried to find new angles and positions to make them look cuter. I didn't want my beloved daughters and sisters getting dusty, so I always made sure to clean them. I breathed a sigh of relief and tossed the bottle into a corner, and faced back toward my PC. PC sat in the far corner of my room. Next to the monitor was a figure from my favorite anime, BT, or Blood Tune the animation, Seatatan 1/8 scale pre-awakening version. She smiled at me while posing cute. The anime, it's fictional, so why the fuck did they like include that there's, never
セー
mind.
ラー、かわいい
Said,
よ、セーラー。
oh brother nigga. I whispered as Satatan and I stared into each other's eyes for a minute. I gulped down the bottle of soda next to the computer. It was lukewarm, but that didn't bother me.
さてと、円すらないと。
I sank down into the chair and put my hands on the keyboard. Just the act of sitting at the computer was enough to calm me. My ESO character, Night the Hot, was a I'm sorry. Was a paladin, already on his second reincarnated Kendrick Lamar. He was level 50, the max of course. He was also the highest ranked player on any active server. Almost every player knew the name Lightning Fast Nightheart. They all treated me like a god. Rare weapons, rare armor, rare magic. I had it all. I had 95% of all the rare items in the game. Not as many as I wanted, honestly. I had many more money points than I can use in a lifetime. RMT, or real money trading, was how I made money to use in the real world. I had enough to survive for 6 months without getting a hard time. Holy shit. I was a master of the chat tool. I use it for almost all of my communication. I didn't even save a life on AppChat, a huge message board, and I was always there whenever a festival was going down. Oh right, I had almost more than 100 friends on FreePata. That's a social network. Respect, trust. It was all right here. I can't wait for it to be like fucking 3 a.m. and I'm tired and I just stop reading like half the lines and start fucking. I didn't go to school. It wasn't that I didn't want to go, just there was no point. I did all my studying on the internet, and obviously you can do that at home.
course, you needed to attend a certain number of classes to graduate, so I went enough to get the bare minimum passing grade. This was the smartest way for a student. I did the same thing in my fucking, what's it called, my senior year. My parents were pretty obnoxious about this stuff, so I made myself a schedule for when I'd go to school. According to the sheet, all I had to do was go to school 2.5 times a week. The people who went every day called me a creepy otaku, but if you ask me, I'd tell you that they were morons for going just because someone told them they should. Anyway, my life here is not that bad. Oh crap, I'd gotten so distracted by that gaze, I almost forgot I was talking to Grim. Grim was the scream name of a guy I always partied up with in ESO. I never meet him in real life, but we talked all the time online. He brought me a lot of valuable information. He was like my own personal informant, you could say. I sat down and began to type at the keyboard. New tips, LOL. Please. Oh, okay, that's cool. Um, please just say laugh out loud. Fuck. It actually explains it like I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not. Nigga, you can't say that shit. Grim and I would talk about all kinds of things. Since I couldn't see his face, it was easy to tell him anything. Of course, in the real world, that's not how it would go. Really, you're really in a hentai mood tonight, huh? You're a 2D man then. H games? You're really in a hentai mood tonight, huh? You always have a really perverted delusions though, right? You always used to talk about them. You were really into it. Something about doing naughty things with a girl in a school swimsuit. I? I don't really remember. Anyway. If there's something you want to talk about, let's discuss something near my heart. Okay, I can't fucking read. You're so cute, Sarah. You're so cute, Sarah. Sarah, you're so cute. You're so cute, Sarah. I'll give you. Oh, it's a school swimsuit, school swimsuit, school swimsuit. Give you your rest, Sarah. Oh my god, I'm not reading all that shit. A real swimsuit has a real school swimsuit has the girl's name written on the chest. Well, come on, man. You like glasses, girls? Swimsuit plus glasses, girls. That's the thing. Normally, you take your glasses off too if you went going swimming, right? And yet the girl doesn't. That's what really gets the delusions going. Nobody even fucking said libido. Why? Calm down, man. I mean, maybe I did get a little excited. Try to be cool. The cool silent type. Cool? Nigga, be real. Don't laugh. Anyway, what were we talking about before I fell asleep? I mean, I'm sure it was ESO stuff. About murders in 3D world. Murders in 3D world? What was he talking about? Hello, Shogun. So, I said, but Shogun didn't reply. Was this asshole ignoring me? I was trying to be friendly here. Didn't he know who I was? I was lightning fast Reinhardt, damn it. This is supposed to be a no lurker channel anyway. Well, whatever. I decided to ignore him.
This is a nice thing about the internet. You don't have to care about other people unless you want to. I don't care about anything 3D. Nigga, please. Probably something stupid anyway, right? Shocking. Some kind of grisly serial killings or something? A lot of bad stuff has been happening right lately. No more girl pictures. Alright, you can't handle girl lol. I mean, I can handle it. No, I actually didn't want to see any of that stuff. But there were a lot of fakes and altered images going around lately, and trolls love to set all kinds of traps. You end up seeing a lot of the stuff whether you wanted to or not.
まあ、少しは目が慣れてきちゃってるのかも。
I'm no Chew. I don't do things that would make other people upset. I never violate ESO's rules. That's my policy. I did a shit ton of RMT though. Huh? New generation? What the hell was that? It wasn't something I already knew about, right? Grim seemed to act like I was supposed to know about it. What's new gen? The new generation madness. They call it. It's the weird serial killers going on in Shibuya right now. Oh, right. It was coming back to me. But I only knew the basic outline. I hadn't really looked into it. I searched for new gen and got a hit immediately.
この1ヶ月の間に渋谷で発生した2つの事件のことをニュージェネと呼ぶ。その犠牲者は胎児を含めて7人。
An unborn baby? What the fuck?
The first was a group of 5 friends who jumped off a skyscraper together.
What the fuck?
The second was an unborn baby found in a man's stomach.
What the fuck?
Wait, seriously?
I felt a cold chill run down my spine, nigga. I feel a little. I found myself turning around again and glancing around the dark room. Taboo. News had a lot of old articles about New Gen, so I quickly skimmed them. Supposedly, the whole internet was talking about it, calling it the new generation madness. There were 2 incidents. One was a murder case that was so brutal that some TV stations weren't even willing to have their anchors describe it. The first one, the group dove off a skyscraper. There are rumors that it might have been a murder too. The parents and friends of the deceased all said they weren't the type to commit suicide. There's no sign of a motive, and from a lot of other pieces of circumstantial evidence, it was supposedly impossible to believe that they were about to kill themselves. Oh no, maybe it has like a certain way it's spelled in Japanese, and that's why it needed to be like that. Because in fucking English, anybody who can read English can understand what shake and shiver means. It's not like a character can be written differently to mean certain things but sound the same. Not really, don't care. Oh. Oh, that nigga hit me with a fucking look at this pussy. I don't really want to. It's a picture of the corpse.
僕をバカにして楽しんでるな。
Fuck up pussy or look. Did this stuff sometimes. But if I let him get me, I'd lose my reputation as Nightheart. No matter what was in the real world, in ESO, I was a god. The strongest. I knew everything. I was stronger than everybody.
I was a knight fighting for justice. Nobody was gonna make fun of me. You know, nigga, you have this nice ass, you have this high level ass character just for him to be a blonde white guy in the most standard ass armor. Couldn't think of any good fits. On my courage and clicked on URL. What the hell was this picture? I whipped. He I whipped it up in 2 minutes just now. Your art generation's Picasso. Night. See, like the ass talking about first person pronouns makes sense if this was in Japanese because you can use it like a lot of shit for that. But here, there's no reason to explain I'm. There's a lot of ways to say I or me in Japanese, from what I under fucking stand. I'm written by Vipsy Pop, that's why I'm trans. That's a joke. Yeah, I don't rep niggas I'm not a part of. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and get fake honor, fake steel valor. But anyways, but yeah, I am written by Vipsy Pop, that's why I say fuck a lot. But you don't have to explain first person pronouns in fucking English. You know, that's something that kind of got fucked over in translation since they translated everything. Right, that Shogun guy was still here. I totally forgot about him. Not that he mattered. I wasn't feeling that tired, so I decided to do some grinding in ESO. Oh wait, today was the day the Blood Tune aired. I didn't have a TV in my room. All I needed was a PC.
Just 15 more minutes till it starts, huh? I guess I'll go to the bathroom first. I looked at the figure of Sedaton next to my monitor and grinned. I was going to get to see her today. I couldn't wait. Just I went to close the chat window, though. Shokin had typed something. I thought he was a lurker chew. From the file type, it looked like an image, but someone I didn't know, and someone who's never talked to me, suddenly sending me a link. I gulped without even realizing I'd done so. I don't know why, but I felt a terrible premonition, one I'd never felt with any interaction online before. Of course, I didn't want to click it. I glanced over at the clock. There were only 12 minutes day until I left with Sedaton. Needed to wrap this up. I needed to wipe my asshole. What the heck kind of comics trap is this long? The world changes if you click it. Well, what? I tried to act like he wasn't scaring me. Honestly, I didn't even want to talk to this guy. He was making me nervous. I could feel myself sweating. Is this Shogun guy even Japanese? If he wasn't, there'd be no way I could talk to him. Huh? I was talking normally. Felt a little relieved. Nah, it's cool, man. Or were you lurking? Did someone tell you to lurk for 6 months before you could type? Where are you from? For some reason, there was a strange pause. Shibuya. Articles I just read about the new generation incidents came racing back into my mind. Just envisioning them in my mind was bad enough. If I'd seen them in reality, think I could have handled it. A man's stomach ripped open, the body of an unborn baby stuffed inside. When those 5 friends jumped off a building, they were probably just chunks of meat after they landed. Just imagining it made me want to vomit. I quickly shook my head to get the images out of my mind. This Shogun guy was just so shady, it was making me delusional when I didn't need to be. I wish she could just go away. It's not over.
なんだこれ。
What the fuck? Is this Shogun guy just crazy? I am really smart, and I'd never seen that formula before. I just said, nigga, don't, don't search it. Don't search it.
あれ、ヒットしないな。
Well, you didn't search anything yet, nigga. It's still on the fucking homepage. Yeah, has murder possibilities. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, what was that link? Am I actually supposed to click on it? Oh, it's going up in numbers. Oh, I don't like that. 500. Nigga, stop sending shit. Stop. Did I click on it? What the fuck? Forgot that scrolling does that. Shit ass engine. He typed in several URLs at blinding speed. What's this guy's deal? Was he just irritating himself by trying to scare me? Was he a buddy of Grimm's? Were they trying to have? Were they having fun with me? I felt the gaze again and looked out around the room. But of course, nothing was there but a filthy dark room. The same as always. I felt a strange sense of terror. Feeling like you were constantly being watched kept you from ever truly relaxing. Okay, let's see. Anyone else I recognize? No. What's this nigga's name again?
僕を見るな。
Don't look at me. When I said the words, I could tell my voice was shaking. My old filthy room felt like something completely different now. They say that sometimes after you watch a horror movie or a TV show, or hear a friend tell you a scary story, even a place you know well, like your own house, will start to feel strange and terrifying. You'll be too scared to even go to the bathroom alone at night. Right now, I was experiencing something just like that.
くそ、釣られたりするもんか。
Shaking, I leaned toward the monitor and I suddenly felt my right index finger tense up as I clicked one of Shogun's links. Hey, no. Oh. Nigga clicked. Fuck. Hold on. This nigga clicked on the gore links and what the fuck did you expect? To be honest, I had no idea why I'd done that. It wasn't like my hand had moved on its own or anything like that. It was as if I had done it without thinking. That was the only way I could describe it. It felt exactly like the wrong thing to do, but I still found myself clicking it. Excuse me. As if the motion was completely natural.
なんだよこれ。
I found myself staring at what seemed to be some kind of strange work of art. Something that looked like a porcupine or a pincushion, nailed to the wall in the shape of a cross, and beneath the porcupine or pincushion or whatever the hell it was a pool of something red and black. There were also these little piles of something that kind of looked like garbage. What the hell was this? The world of some self-proclaimed avant-garde artist? You know, one of those guys who make up something disgusting and then say with a completely straight face, I wanted to give the expression of chaos to this world. I'm not interested in that modern art crap, guys. It was strange, though. It wasn't really a girl image. It looked girl-ish, but oh, nigga, just say gore. So why? Why did it feel so real? Why did it feel like I was right there watching it happen? Could a hallucination could a hallucination make you smell blood so intensely that you wanted to throw up? Could a hallucination smell so strong that you wanted to vomit? I started to feel a pain in my temples. The urge to vomit wouldn't go away. I tried to grab the mouse, but my hands were shaking too badly. My hand slipped off the desk and ended up grabbing the thing's cord instead. I moved it up the cord and put it back on the top of the mouse pad and then closed the image.
To breathe a sigh of relief, I saw.
Whose eyes are those?